Well, this has been in the rumour mill for quite a while, but it's sort of been officially confirmed by Variety and Deadline and these big news sources that DC Studios' Clayface is being written by Mike Flanagan and has been greenlit. I don't know if this is, the film James Gunn mentioned in that Josh Horowitz interview where he was like, yeah, we've just had something greenlit. It could be this. But yeah, I'm very interested to see which universe this takes place in. So this Deadline article has a few more little tidbits than the Variety because it kind of establishes which universe this Clayface film is taking place in. Is it James Gunn's DCU or Matt Reeves' Batman world or an Elseworlds project? But the article says Clayface is officially joining the new DC universe more than a year after Mike Flanagan pitched his take on the shape-shifting supervillain. Mike Flanagan, by the way, he's done one of my favourite TV shows, Haunting of Hill House, and Bly Manor, and Midnight Mass, and The Fall of the House of Usher. Really great Netflix shows. You should definitely check them out. But he also did one of my favourite horror films of a couple of years ago, and that was the sequel to The Shining, Doctor Sleep, which was loosely a sequel. It was very much its own thing. But Flanagan is such a great director, and I'm guessing a writer. I think he wrote most of Haunting of Hill House. So, I think this film is in very good hands. Deadline has confirmed that Flanagan has been tapped to write the script for DC Studios amid his work on the upcoming Exorcist reboot. We understand the studio is still searching for a director. As far as I know, this film is done. Like, this is written. And remember what James Gunn said, they're not greenlighting stuff until scripts are good. So I feel like the script is done and he's been working on this for quite a while. Flanagan has expressed his interest in making a standalone Clayface movie, writing on Twitter in 2021 that he wants to approach the film as a horror/thriller/tragedy. In March 23, our sources told us that Flanagan's take on Clayface will not feature the character as a villain after the writer had a meeting with DC bosses James Gunn and Peter Safran. Although Flanagan wasn't pitching the character to be part of Matt Reeves' DC Elseworld, other sources have said that Clayface is a big addition to Matt Reeves' The Batman 2. Now, this is really interesting, and I think this is why it's taken so long to actually greenlight, is because I'm sure there's been a clash of creativity in many ways and trying to find a middle ground for saying, look, we can do Clayface in his own Elseworlds film or DC Universe film and Matt can still use Clayface. But what we got to remember, there are different versions of Clayface. For example, don't know if you all remember the Batman animated series that he was in.
Almost. I can feel his heart slowing.
I mean, that's just terrifying. I mean, that's the Clayface I remember. Is from the animated series. But and that's the I think it's Matt Hagen version. As you can see, that's what I've been looking at here. It's a bit more of a grounded version of the character who basically gets infected with whatever the virus Clayface has is. But we've also seen a different version of Clayface, and it's one I prefer. And that's the, was it Basil Carlo version?
What? I killed Elman and Valentine. I don't believe your performance. You're chewing on scenery, relying on makeup effects to enhance weak characterization.
I mean, that is a version where the actor basically gets really disfigured and everything. And this is more akin to, and this is from Batman Cape Crusader, which Matt Reeves exec produced and kind of got greenlit and off the floor and everything. But that version would fit Reeves's version, his universe, his Elseworld, the Batman universe much better. So I'm guessing if Reeves does Clayface, it would be this, because we know Reeves isn't going for the fantastical sort of side of Clayface if he is going to be used. But apparently, according to that same article, there was mention of who the other villain is. Oh no, there isn't actually. Basically, I saw written on a tweet that shared this article that Scarecrow is sort of the main villain of the Batman Part 2, which would make perfect sense. And I'd love to see a new interpretation of that. And it's fine to have another villain beside him. We had that with the first one, Riddler and the Penguin and Carmine Falcone and all that. So it works having multiple villains as long as it's written really well. But I think this Mike Flanagan Clayface is part of the DCU. That's my guess. There's nothing concrete so far. And also, James Gunn has not said a thing. But I do think the reason it's taken so long to get off the floor is that it's a really good idea. It's a really good script. But Matt Reeves is doing it as well. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is that if this Clayface is part of the DCU and it's not an Elseworlds project or part of Reeves' Batman universe, this is technically going to be coming out before Batman the Brave and the Bold. So we could potentially see our first look at Batman in this Clayface movie. This could be his first appearance. Obviously, you don't need to do a Clayface film with Batman and everything, like Kraven the Hunter. You don't need Spider-Man, but there is potential that we will know who our Batman is in terms of casting by the time Clayface starts shooting and everything. And at the moment, I think it's kind of rumored to be starting to film next summer. So yeah, it's really interesting that they're doing a Clayface film. This script must be really good. I saw Brooks on Twitter, so they should base it on Batman One Bad Day. I've not read the One Bad Day comics. I really want to, because apparently they're just solid. But the artwork in it's amazing. Just even these few pages he's shown, it's going to be really cool seeing the sort of body horror element to it. And remember, body horror is a big thing right now. You know, The Substance, everyone loves The Substance, so it's a great time to be doing a Clayface film. But yeah, what do you think of this DC Studios Clayface film coming from Mike Flanagan? Are you excited? Are you concerned? Where does it fit in the overall DC structure? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm sure we'll be getting more news about this soon. I'm sure James Gunn is going to come online and maybe just tank the whole thing and be like, what is this about? But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you like the video, it really helps me out, and subscribe to the channel for more little quick content like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to do my best Clayface impression. I hope you like that.